I hate e-beggars because, wow, that just sounded like a racial for some reason. My bad. But I despise the concept of e-begging. But I understand it because when the economy is in one of the worst spots it's ever been in the past decade, well, not for the rich, of course, but for the meek, for the middle class, you know, for the majority of people, well, I understand that there are going to be some people who are going to leave aside their pride, their ego, and they're going to resort to e-begging. So even though I don't personally mess with e-beggars, I respect the desperate hustle. However, you want to know what I absolutely despise infinitely more than e-begging? E-scamming. That's right. There's currently a YouTube trend going on right now that involves homeless artists who are going out of their way to go on YouTube and make their first video ever an e-begging video. Now, I'm not saying that every single one of these videos are scams, but I am saying that many of them are scams. But these homeless, struggling artists popped out of nowhere over the past few weeks on YouTube, and they've successfully managed to not only garner hundreds of thousands of views, but also thousands of dollars. Let's take this channel, for example, a channel that was created on November 29th, exactly 2 days before they uploaded this e-begging video. Now, word of advice, but if you ever see a video titled, "Please don't skip it."
Hello guys. I'm making this video. Actually, I don't want to, but my life has came to a point where every door seems closed.
So right off the bat, we're welcome with a sub story that nobody gives a fuck about, that I don't give a fuck about. And I just love how within the first few seconds, we're already welcome with lip smacking, someone breathing all over our ears, and we're welcome with a sub-story that's obviously gonna end up with them e-begging. It's like the trifecta of cancer. But now, let's look at this second channel really quick, with another channel that appeared out of nowhere within the past few weeks, where their first video ever is of them e-begging. And once again, it's another struggling artist. But let's look at their first video ever, and you're going to notice something wrong right away.
Hi everyone, my name is Lumi. This is not an easy video for me to make, but things in my life have become overwhelming, and I need to reach out.
It's the exact same script, with the exact same video format, with the same depressed drawing on the side of your screen, spewing the exact same stuff.
It feels like life keeps throwing obstacles at me faster than I can overcome them.
I'm gonna say something so controversial here, but just know I'm being real. I don't give a fuck. There are so many hardworking people who are out there doing 2-3 jobs that they don't want to do, like McDonald's, Burger King, Uber driving. But you know what? They're out there doing stuff they don't want to do, but they do it because they want to live. I'm being so honest here, by the way, guys. But when I hear about small artists crying about how they're not making money, crying about how life is hard, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of small YouTubers, small streamers crying and saying, "I'm not getting any views. I'm not getting any money, guys. I've been doing this for so long." Get a real job! Or at the very least, do better. If your drawings are not selling, draw better. Or do better marketing, because you can have the best drawings in the world, but if you can't market yourself, you're gonna fail. Like I said, guys, it's like this 400-pound BMI of a galaxy person crying about how, you know, they've been streaming or doing YouTube for such a long time, but with no money or views to show for it. Should I feel bad for this person, guys? Should we?
Piece of shit. He has never been proud of me. He has never encouraged me. He's only told me to get a job and give up streaming and...
No! It makes me want to laugh. What a base dad, by the way. Yes, I totally agree. Get a real job. Remember that all of these homeless artists all appeared out of nowhere a few weeks ago, and they're all following the exact same pattern of making their first video ever, an e-begging video. But not only that, but all of these homeless artists are out there spewing the exact same spiel. I mean, look at this. It doesn't get more obvious than this.
When I asked them for my salary, they fired me and threatened me. My landlord also told me to leave because I couldn't pay the rent.
So she couldn't pay her rent? Now, would you look at this? Let's guess what this homeless artist problem is.
It's getting harder to keep up, especially financially. Our rent is coming up soon.
Her rent's coming up soon. Now, either all of this is the biggest coincidence I've ever seen in my life, or they're all in it together with some nefarious e-scamming scheme. But here's where the hilarious part begins, boys.
Right time. Here's what I'm trying to raise funds for. Mom's mental health medication and appointments. $100. Dad's surgery contribution. $100. Rent balance. $300. We've raised $150. Feeding.
And it keeps going, by the way, it keeps going. But here she is, e-begging for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars. But the more you listen to this video in particular, the more something feels off. I mean, pay attention to the tonation here.
It's what I truly want to learn and build a future with.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest here, guys. Either whoever's talking is like the special needs theater kid who's like acting even though they're supposedly at their lowest point of their lives, or we're listening to an AI text-to-speech that's reading a sub-story that was AI generated. Because I'm gonna be real, but if I'm at the lowest point of my life and I'm out here e-begging for money, I'm not gonna speak like, guys, I just got fired from my job. All I wanted to do in my life was flip some crap. Like, no one's talking like that.
A gimbal to start learning cinematography. $120. A PC for cinematography and editing. $350 to $400. A beginner-friendly camera. $300. In total of $1,420.
Hey, hold up a second. We went from helping her with her rent to now paying for new PC, new cinematography editing software, new camera. Like, like, damn, bro, you want Ariana Grande's Dookie too? Because I want it. But one thing that personally leads me to believe that this has to be an AI text-to-speech voice reading a sub-story that was AI generated is the fact that she's reading the same word that are right next to each other in different ways.
A gimbal to start learning cinematography.
So here she is pronouncing cinematography semen-tography, right? Like you heard that, right?
Learning cinematography.
And now, let's hear her say it the second time.
A PC for cinematography and editing.
And now she's saying it correctly. I don't know, guys. So far, it's a lot of red flags stacked upon one another. But everything I've said so far at the end of the day is just speculation and could just be boiled down to just being a huge coincidence that involves multiple artists all going homeless around the same time and all making their first YouTube video ever an e-begging video that follows the same video format with the same sub-story. So let's talk actual receipts because, yup, I got them. Here's the reality of the situation, guys. If you're an honest, kind, selfless, and I'm gonna be honest here, but gullible person, well, you might look at a video like this.
For 2 months, my rent was due, and I had almost no money for my meals, and I survived off the leftovers from where I worked.
And you might feel bad for this person. And you might be like, oh wow, what a struggling artist who's probably down on her luck. I really love her drawings. So you know what? I'm gonna pitch a little 50 bucks and help her out. And you know what, guys? Those selfless people aren't wrong. I love this drawing as well. But you wanna know something that real artists absolutely despise? Scumbags who trace over real art from real artists and then claim credit. That's right, guys. If you scroll past the hundreds of comments of good, kind, selfless, but gullible people buying into this sub-story, you'll find some very interesting comments, like this one. This is traced art from Picrew. The coffee donation page is also down. Likely this video was unfortunately a scam. And if you go on Picrew, which is a conglomerate of real artists just posting their art, if you go on that website, whoop, 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 whoop. It's the exact same picture! So let me get this straight. You've got this scumbag LARPing as a struggling artist out there yoinking art from real artists, and as soon as they successfully yoinked thousands of dollars from gullible people, they unlisted their video. It's gone!
I'm taking a little break now.
Of course she's taking a break, guys! Like, you already know this scammer is hitting us with the I should spit face, like holding that laugh. Like, of course she's taking a break and you'll never see her again. She's probably flying to the Bahamas as we speak with all that money. But I do want to make something clear. Just like I said before, not every homeless, struggling artist video that I've showed you is necessarily a scam. However, let me ask you a question. A rhetorical question to be exact. If you've got people in fourth world countries who are willing to spend hours talking to an American grandma just to finesse them out of hundreds of dollars, which is worth thousands of dollars for their country, what makes you think that you're not gonna have scammers LARPing as artists, homeless struggling artists, who are gonna go out there on YouTube and e-beg for money just to end up yoinking all those donations?
A PC for cinematography and editing. $350 to $400.
Fuck no! Hey, you, aren't you editing the video right now? How did you put this video up? You clearly already have the means to edit a video and put a video up, and now you're out there asking for a PC? But this is what I'm saying, guys. None of these things are adding up.
My landlord also told me to leave because I couldn't pay the rent. So, I'm outside, sitting in the park for now.
Motherfucker, it don't even sound like you're outside. And don't, like there's no wind, there's no birds chirping, and don't tell me that that ain't wind, bro. That's just our stinky breath. Once again, none of these things across all of these videos are adding up if you're using your sound critical thinking skills.
It's hard to even sleep at night, guys, because it's kind of scary.
She's clearly just farming sympathy points of gullible people, and you know what? It's actually working because she actually made thousands of dollars of them. Word of advice for anyone who's not trying to get God by these AI-generated sub-stories. The least you can do is make sure that these e-beggars are doxing themselves, showing their real faces, and not just, you know, trying to be anonymous, who end up being scammers and who end up receiving zero repercussions for their actions. Here's the thing, guys. If you're gonna go out there and e-beg on the internet, f*** your privacy. You owe it to us. You owe it to hardworking people if you're gonna ask them for thousands of dollars. You owe it to people to show your face and dox yourself. Because if you let these e-scammers, e-beggars get away with being anonymous, you're just gonna keep getting scammed. And you know what? The only person who's to blame at that point is yourself. Because here's the thing, guys. I can do the same thing. I can do the same thing right now. Please! I need this. My mama's kinda homeless. I'm just trying to help her out. I can do the same thing. Moral of the story is, we've got way too many struggling homeless artists on YouTube right now, and we gotta deport them all. We gotta deport them all, and we need to build a wall on YouTube, a firewall, if you would. Smash like and subscribe if you agree.